Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 3 of the lady that left her husband 3 months after their wedding. Let's continue.
Part three of why I'm divorcing my husband after 3 months of being married. So, this is after New Year's. He's been bailed out, not by me, and he's staying with the family member now. So, we're supposed to be no contact.
He's staying with a family member. Well, okay, I forgot that he's not working. So he cannot even afford to go and stay in a hotel. He can't even afford to do that. Ah,
But he does end up contacting me. Eventually, I do come back around. I do not let him come back to live with me. We're still living separately, and we're still technically married, but separated. Like, we're like, okay, we're not together right now. We're gonna like work towards that, but there are some things that we both need to work on before we get back together, because I have some healing to do and you have some healing to do. Like, you need to get sober. So the deal was for him to go to AA meetings, take anger management classes, to do individual counseling, and then when the time was right, we was going to do couples counseling. So that was the deal. We had been talking mostly during that time, but the more time went, the less we talked, and he spent more and more time not talking to me, and it started to feel like I was the one that was trying to make up for something, and I felt guilty. A part of me felt guilty for him going to jail because he had never been violent towards me before that, and I mean never. So this took me off guard. He had never ever done anything like that to me.
I have a question. There's always the first time. So does somebody have to strangle you multiple times before it is okay for you to call the police on him or not feel guilty about what reporting him? Do you need the DV to happen multiple times before it's okay?
So
Or before you label it that it's a DV? Is is that what she's trying to say? He's never done it the first time. Ma'am, that man was trying to unalive you. Like, he would have been unalive. You wouldn't have been here to be telling these tales. So I'm just so happy that you live to tell the tales. But the fact that at a point you were feeling, ah,
I was like, okay, maybe he really doesn't remember. Maybe that's really not in his character. Maybe all those statistics about, domestic violence and spouses who strangle their partner, maybe I'm the exception to the rule. Like, I was still fearful, still had PTSD. I was still on the lookout, still very anxious to be around him. But I was willing to give it another chance because we're married. So I was like, okay, he has never done anything like that. So because it was an isolated event, I'm willing to do the work to overcome it. So,
but if we're being honest, he's not even isolated. Ma'am, he has not even been a man since you guys got married. She's been drinking, he's always drunk, does not do his duties. So what's the isolation now? Like, what's there to isolate? I'm trying to wrap my head around what she just said.
time goes by and he's supposed to be sober, but I do recognize that he does occasionally drink, and now he has a weed pen. And I feel in my gut that we're not going to make it. I feel like, this is not something I can deal with. Even though I would hope that there was an isolated incident, I can't say that I will ever feel safe around you. Like, I don't know if that's something that I can ever get past, because I recognize now that when I did see him, I was always jumpy. I was always on edge. So fast forward, that's how things are going. So it's now my birthday. My birthday was February 7th. So it's my birthday now. He has a job where he's working like overnight and sleeps during the day. Since he started that job, we haven't been talking at all, really. Like, we would go like 2 days without talking. Not by any lack of my effort. I would call, I would text, no reply. And he was just always like, oh, my bad, I was asleep. Sorry, I'm just not seeing it. Yada, yada, yada. And I would be like, I feel like Like, if you don't want to do this, just let me know. Like, if it's not something that you're willing to do, I feel like you don't like me anymore. And I was very anxious.
Did you even ever liked you before? I don't think that man ever liked you, if I'm being honest.
Just like, I had anxious attachment because I'm like, I feel like I'm being abandoned. Like, childhood trauma just was being triggered. So, I don't think too much of it. I know he got some mental things going on and he's working. Maybe he's just extra tired and he's sleeping a lot. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just depressed. So my birthday comes and I'm like, oh, I want to see you for my birthday. I'm out with my girls. So it's not like I spent the whole day with them. I just wanted to stop by and say hello. So I was like, I just want to see you for my birthday. Can I come over? And when he called me, something about him was like, have you been drinking? And he said no. And I was like, okay. And right then I had made up in my mind that if I get there and he's intoxicated, I'm going to leave and I'm going to be done because it's my birthday. You could have just held it together for my birthday. Like, the bar was in hell. It's not there.
You're forgetting one very vital information. On the day you guys got married, there's no talk of honeymoon, so they didn't even do honeymoon. Imagine a man that didn't even deem it fit to take you on the honeymoon, the man that went on his own to drink to celebrate your wedding without you. You're talking about birthday.
No more, but the bar was in hell. Like, you could have just held it together for my day. And all I asked of him, because I knew he didn't have a lot of money because he was Ubering back and forth to work. So I know he didn't have a lot of money. That's not an excuse because I still feel like he could have got some flowers or something. He could have did something. And I did the most on his birthday. But I feel like he could have did something. So when I got to his place and I saw him, I automatically knew that he wasn't sober. Now, I can't say if it was like drunk sober. I mean, drunk intoxicated or whatever, because when I tell y'all, it had been like 3 to 4 weeks since I saw him, and he looked completely different. His muscle tone was pretty much gone. His hair was just everywhere, facial hair just everywhere, and his eyes were just like empty. They were empty. Not dark as in like, oh, he doesn't have a soul, but just like you looked in his eyes and was like, there's not a thought in the world behind those eyes. And at the same time, it just seemed like he was fighting internal battles. Like who he actually was lost somewhere inside of him. That's what it looked like when I saw him. And that scared me. Not scared me is like, oh, I'm scared for my life, but scared me is like, I am concerned. Like, if you keep going down this path, you're going to end up unalive. I'm concerned at this point. So when I see him, I'm like, what do you have going on? Like, are you intoxicated? Are you intoxicated? No. He's laughing. He's acting strung out, honestly. He's acting like he's on something else besides alcohol. But I'm like, bro, this is weird. So on the way walking towards his apartment, he keeps walking behind me. And my spidey senses is tingling. Like, my fight or flight instincts are up. So he keeps walking behind me, and I'm keep looking back, pulling him up beside me. Like, don't walk behind me. I don't like that. Walk beside me or walk in front of me, but don't walk behind me. So he is in front of me or whatever, and he opens the door to his apartment. We go inside, and we're talking, and he's just acting weird. Like, he's saying weird things. He's doing all like this, just being weird, like strung out really. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like this. I'm about to go. I don't take my coat off, my hat, my purse. I still got everything with me. It's like, yeah, I'm about to go. And he stops me from leaving. Like, I walk to the door and he shuts, like, he pushes the door closed when I'm at the door. And he sits there, locks the door, puts his hand like this, and it's like, you're not leaving. And he turned the lights off before he said this. He said, you're not leaving. So I'm backing up. I got my keys in between my fingers like this, because I ain't got no weapon, but I got the sharpest key, and I'm going to be ready to jab you just in case I need to. So I'm backing up, and he walking closer, I'm backing up, he walking closer, I'm backing up. And it gets to a point where, like, I can feel myself shaking, because at this point I'm terrified. And, like, he keeps, like, trying to grab onto me, and I'm like, let me go. He said, just give me a hug. So I'll hug him, and then I let go, and I was like, okay, just let me go. And he started walking towards me. So I sit on the couch, and he's standing over me like this. Just standing over me. Just saying weird stuff. And at this point, I'm not crying, but you can tell I'm on the verge of tears. Because he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, you're scaring me. Like, I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I'm about to go. And he looked me dead in my face and he laughed. He said, you're not leaving here. I'm going to hurt you. He literally said it just like that. Just like that, that man looked at me and said that I'm not going to leave and that he was going to hurt me. At that point, I immediately jump up and I'm like, I'm leaving out this door. And I would hate to hurt you, but if you stop me, like, and he followed me towards the door. He's walking behind me still. And once I'm walking towards him, he grabbed me again, wrapped his arms around me. I was able to kind of dodge a little bit because I already knew something was coming. Like, I was like, I knew in my head that if I didn't get out of the apartment, I was going to die. So I was already prepared for me to fight him off. So I got him off me. I walk out in the hallway. I'm glad I'm in the hallway at this point because there's neighbors. So if something happened, I was going to scream at the top of my lungs. So I'm walking down the hallway and he's like, oh, come back, come back, come back. I'm like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I was joking like it was a joke. And I'm getting down the hallway. I'm not even turning around. I'm walking. He catches up to me and I said, like, do you remember what you said? He's like, what? And I told him. And he was like, oh, I didn't say that. You're hearing things. You're just hearing things. That scared me even more. I was like, I'm about to go. So he was trying to coax me back inside, but I looked at him and everything in me told me if I were to go back into his apartment, I would not make it out. I knew that if I didn't get away, that I was going to end up dead. I don't care if he said he was joking or not. I was completely terrified. So I make it to my car. I get back home. Haven't heard from him since. He didn't call to apologize, hasn't called to check on me or anything. And actually, I blocked him on everything. And that was what led me to leave my husband. Because I'm afraid for my life. And I refuse to be a true crime story.
I'm just so happy that she made it out of that place. Like finally, she got to listen to herself. I'm just so happy for her. But do you know the question that is just popping in my head? How is she going to get divorced from somebody like that? How is it going to happen? Is it possible to divorce somebody without them being available? Is it possible? Is it ever been done? Because in this case, that's what she needs. That man is no longer in his senses. And I pray nobody falls into that. I pray nobody falls into that trap, but I know somebody is falling into it even as I'm speaking. Women, it is just in our nature. We want to play savior. Yeah. Guys, take care of yourself, like and subscribe. Bye.